Late nights, I feel my heartbeat racing slow in candlelight. Words unspoken, feelings hidden, shadows dance until the morning light. When you say you need me, I'm holding on tight. All these doubts inside me fading out of sight. In this moment, nothing else feels right. You're probably right, yeah, you're probably right.
Oh, yeah. Here we go, y'all. Remember, this episode is for entertainment purposes only. You are actually right in the midst of, well, not really in the midst, at the beginning of part 2. By accident or not by accident, but I would strongly suggest it only makes sense for you to go back to part 1 of when women love men versus when men love women. And basically what I'm doing is counting up from 1 all the way to 50 of those things. Really, there's 100 things, but the reason why there's 50 is because I'm actually going from from women to men, women to men, all the way down to 50. So I'm going to give you what it looks like on the men's side and from the women's side, but side by side, going all the way to 50. So right now, I'm going to get to it. I'm going from 26 all the way to 50. So if you're here and you didn't watch the first episode, there's a nice little soliloquy or a little stuff that I say at the beginning, just for context. So I would strongly suggest you stop this one and go right back to part 1, okay? I'm just going to say this little piece here so there's some continuity for those who have already moved on from the first, and maybe for you who are still deciding not to move to the other episode for whatever reason. I'm just going to say, you can tell when love is real. It doesn't rush. It doesn't compete. Now, there might be competitors, but it doesn't compete. And it doesn't have to prove itself. You just start noticing. She softens where he's rough and he steadies where she's shaken. That's what real balance and love. And of course, as I said in the last episode, if you're still here and you haven't bothered to go back, one thing you will, no matter what these 50 things say, and maybe how many of them that go along with what you've experienced or what you've done, one thing is for certain. If someone loves you, they will sacrifice for you, especially men. I can honestly say that every guy who's ever loved a woman have gone over and above to give her something, to do something for her. And in many cases, women, I will honestly tell you, you have no idea what his situation is or was when he did that thing. And most guys, unless it blurted out in an argument or a breakup or a divorce, you might never really know. But I can honestly tell you, if a man loves a woman, he will go over and above to sacrifice for her in some way, shape, or form. You may just not know, or he might be just too embarrassed to tell you. So just remember that, okay? And the reason why I'm only saying that from the guy's side is that I'm a guy and I've experienced it and I've done it, so I know what I'm talking about. All right, so I'm going to go right to 26 now. So first on the woman's side. 26. She's honest about her emotions, even when it's risk conflict, or when it's risk conflict. So in other words, funny enough, like the first one was she opens her emotional world to him, even if it's a risk of rejection. So basically what it's letting you know is she takes chances. 26 says she's honest about her emotions, even when it risks conflict. So even though there might be an argument, there might be a problem, because she loves him, she's honest about her emotions, even if it might cause a problem. On the guy's side of things, 26, He's calm in conflict because losing her matters more than winning. So, not that he's not going to get upset. He might even get irate at some level, but you'll notice that even if he's not calm, he tries to do his best to calm. So, a guy, if he gets really upset, a lot of the time, the first thing that goes for men usually is their ability to communicate. I mean, if he's sassy, he might have a bag of words for you, but you'll notice for most guys, the more upset he gets, the less words he has to explain. And that's usually why guys end up punching another guy out instead of just using his words. And people always wonder, use your words, use your words. What they don't understand is for a lot of guys, the more upset he gets, the less words. It's kind of like the old thing with the Incredible Hulk. You ever notice, for those of you who watched cartoons back when you were a kid, or those of you who are fans of Marvel or whatever it is, you notice that he's a very intellectual, nice, well-mannered guy. But once that switch is flipped, he doesn't have any more words for you. You understand? Hopefully you can get that analogy. If you don't know who the Hulk is, let somebody explain it to you and explain the two differences between David Banner or Bruce Banner or whatever it is and the Incredible Hulk, okay? Same person, one and the same, but not very many words coming out of Hulk's mouth when he's angry. Okay, that's the best way I can explain it to you. So it says he's calm in conflict because losing her matters. So in other words, he's as calm as he can possibly be because he doesn't want to say or do anything that's going to jeopardize him losing her at the end of the day. But I was just explaining the varying levels, or from 0 to 100, how a man can go. Do you understand? Not that he's hitting you. Like if he's hitting you, that's a whole nother nefarious situation. If he's laying hands on you, that's not your guy. I'm just being real, guys. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. Your guy should not lay a finger in angst, in anger towards you. Okay, not much else to say about that. 27. She becomes patient with his growth and his pace. So in other words, she leaves room for you to grow. Someone who doesn't love you will more or less rush you. You got to be this way. You got to be that way. And that's it. Like there's nothing else. No room to grow. That's just what it is now. And she's more of a drill sergeant than a partner or than a love. Do you understand? When a woman loves you, she's going to give you, you'll be like, yeah, he is, but he's my guy. Do you understand? Like she's not excusing it, but what she's letting anybody who she might defend you in front of is that, yes, he does this. Yes, he does that, but he's my guy. And I have hope for him, and I'm allowing him to grow into that proper direction that we all see that he needs to go to grow, right? There's space. She's leaving space for him to grow. And on the guy side of things, on 27, he becomes patient with her healing process. So he might understand that some things are not right, some things are not working properly with her, but he recognizes them either from his own investigations or his own experience with her. But because he loves her, he's patient as she heals. So he doesn't take off, run away, but he will be patient with her healing process. As long as he sees her trying to heal and healing, he will be patient. I'm not saying that he won't take the reins and say, no, you need to do this at this point because you're stuck in a rut, like any good partner should, but he will still be patient with the process at some level. 28. She values emotional presence more than perfection. So when she knows that you're present, when she knows that you care, even if you don't do something, maybe she just wants you to help brush her hair. Maybe you're not the best at it. You're not doing it exactly how her mom would do it. Maybe she's allowing you to put her long hair in two ponytails or two pigtails or whatever they call them these days. But the point is, she allows you to do it because she recognizes and appreciates your emotional presence with her and just sitting with her, doing something for her, even if you're not that great at giving her emotional support. Even it's just a matter of you there and being present and trying as best you can. Maybe you read a book on something to help her out with something because you really don't know. She really, really, really values your emotional presence and your effort in that, to that end. Let's go. We're moving right along. We're at 10 minutes already. For a guy, he values loyalty more than constant harmony. So if everything isn't always copacetic, if everything is not perfect, he's still going to value your loyalty to him. And that's what a lot of women don't seem to understand. It's not the fact that you just, I'm here, well, there should be no issue. No. He values when you are loyal to him. And each guy is slightly different in many cases, but most are pretty the same. We can tell when we're doing something out of loyalty because it's generally not necessarily something that you would naturally just do, but because you are loyal to him, there's certain behaviors, there's certain codes of conduct that you're going to have grow within you to make sure that you are on the same page and you are showing loyalty to him. And it's more important than just getting along to get along all the time. No, he wants to know that you're loyal. Because there are many other guys that could maybe want to try something and you're loyal to him. That's way more important than having everything perfect. White picket fence, pink Cadillac, and beautiful long hair, and perfectly tailored trousers, and all the other perfect things that happen in life. Yeah, you probably don't know what I mean. Anyhow, 29. She prays or hopes good things for him even when they're apart. So she still wants the best for you. Even if you've broken up, even if you've gone your separate ways, she still wants the best for you, even so. Or when things are not maybe going that great and you guys are separated and you're apart and maybe it's just he's gone somewhere, she's still hoping and praying that the best things will happen for him no matter what. And I could go deeper into that, but yeah. 29, again, he is silently checking or checks on her safety even when not talking. So maybe you guys have issues, right? Maybe there's some problem. A lot of the time, a guy who loves you will still not track your whereabouts like a weirdo or a stalker, but he will still try to make the way before you smooth in whichever way he can. He will still check for your safety. He will still smooth over something so that when you have to deal with it, it's easier light, even if you're not talking. So he'll still do loving things even when you're not talking. Even if you're in an argument, he'll still try to help you, even if you're not his favorite person at that particular time. He'll do something. You probably will never know. Other people will know. Somebody will say, did you know, well, he did this even though you guys weren't talking? Yeah, that guy. 30. She adjusts her tone when she senses he's in distress. So she'll change. If she's usually naggy or high-pitching, drilling into the side of his brain about whatever it is, and maybe she knows how she can be because she knows herself, she will adjust the tone when she realizes that he's under stress. For him, he carries her stress like it's his own without complaining. So again, a guy will do for a woman and take on some of her stress in different ways. Maybe it's something he does for her. Maybe it's something he gives her. And not to say that he doesn't have his own stress, but because he would care for her like a soft or a fragile vessel. He is going to take on some stress of her life in some way, shape, or form. Again, she may know about it, she may not know about it. And that's why, guys, honestly, it is a good idea to have friends in common and people around, because sometimes you don't have the guts, or you don't have the whatever it is to say, hey, I'm doing this for you. Sometimes it's nicer when somebody else sees it, you doing something for her, and they report back to her, whoever, her best friend, her sister, her mom, her dad, somebody who can say, you know what? Yeah, he's being a jerk, but did you know that he broke his back over here for you? Because a lot of the time guys do that, but because guys don't generally have a huge amount of friends as they get older, sometimes she'll never know when he was being her guardian angel and did something that was really important that she didn't even realize he did. And he won't complain. 31. She encourages his independence, not control. So she will encourage him to do stuff without her. She likes when he is moving about his life, doing his things. And it's not out of control why she does that. She just wants him to stretch out and be himself. And she encourages it. Not because she needs to be necessarily separate for a long period of time, but she wants him to still be his own person, his own man. And she wants to come alongside of that. She doesn't want to be your whole world, guys. She wants to be a part of your world. 31. He feels proud when she's independent, not threatened. So he's happy when she can be her own person, because he can look at her over there and see like she's over there. She is someone to be desired. She is someone that I love. She is someone that I want to care for, take care of. But at the same time, she's still trying to do her thing. And he likes to come in. If you're never doing anything by yourself, then he can't do his little fixing thing. So sometimes he needs you to do something, not necessarily dangerous, preferably not, but he wants you to be trying to do something, and he can come along and add to it and help it. And again, you can come together and you can accomplish something, various things. Okay, 32. She speaks highly of him when upset. So, and this is a big one. Some women, when they're upset with you, will destroy your name, will make you seem like a total fool. But she will still speak highly of you, even when she's upset. Well, he knows how to do this, and I don't know why he doesn't do it. You know, like it'll be something like that, right? It won't be. Well, he's an idiot, and he might as well go and do this. You get the difference, right? She'll still speak highly. Her phrasing, her tone may not be great, but she'll still speak highly of you, even when she's upset. And 32 for guys, he protects her reputation even during breakups or distance. So he's not necessarily going to bash her. He's not going to, some guys, maybe the B word might fly out of their mouth or something to a certain level, but he won't stand for other guys doing it. I don't know. I never liked her in the first place. He's not going to go for all that stuff, guys, right? Or women. He's not going to go for that, but, and he will not make her, if he loves her, he will not make her sound like a whore. I'm just being honest. Even if she's been a little slack, even if she's been open to other dudes or whatever the case is, from his standpoint, he's not going to join in that. He's not going to initiate it. And most of the time, he will not stand by. He will still have a level of tenderness in his heart for her. So he will not thrash her or trash her to other people. 33. She doesn't compare him to other men once she's sure about him. So once she's sure about this guy and she loves him, she will not like, he's just on another level. He might not be the smartest guy. He might not be the most good looking guy. He might not be the most capable guy. He may not be the most rich guy. And she might have had or been with other guys before him that had more money, that had better looks, that were taller, that were stronger, that were more capable, were more conscientious, more capable, whatever the whole thing is. The point is, she's going to stop comparing and he's just going to be, that's my guy. Do you understand? And guys love that about those women that love them. He doesn't entertain other women once he's sure about her. And that's the thing. And I noticed it didn't say that about women, but I can honestly tell you for a guy, he's not going to entertain any nonsense once he's sure about his woman. He's like, he might help somebody do something and pull something off of a high shelf or something because he's taller or whatever the case is, but he's not going to entertain anybody else trying to sniff around him once he's sure about who he wants to be with for the rest of his life. Period. 34. She sacrifices comfort to support his peace, like letting him rest. And as I was saying, it's the kind of woman who would jump out and go shovel the driveway or something, even though she's not strong enough to. And she'd be out there stuck in a snowbank with her legs sticking out. But she's trying. She's going to try. It's not going to be comfortable. She's able to get up and he's dog tired for whatever reason. She's going to get up and probably do something out of the ordinary that she probably has no business really doing. But because she cares about his comfort, cares about his peace, cares about his rest, she's going to try and do something out of the ordinary to cater to him in some way, shape, or form because of his peace, because of letting him rest, because of his comfort. 34, for guys, he sacrifices pleasure to protect her trust. So there might be something that he would like to do in many cases, not every time, but there's going to be certain things that he might like to do, but because he's so concerned about whether she trusts him or not, he might forego, in most cases, at some point, he forgoes some sort of pleasure just to protect her trust in him. He might not do something that another guy would do. Another guy might just go, who cares? Woman, I'm doing this because I want it and that's my pleasure. And yeah. And oh, well, sorry, maybe next time. Whereas your guy, the guy that actually loves you, will sometimes forego the ends of his sacrificing or his satisfying pleasure just for her to realize that she can trust him. So he'll do something or he won't do something because he wants you to trust him. Right. 35. She keeps loving him through seasons, not moods. She keeps loving him through seasons, not moods. So, in other words, a season is a lot longer than a mood. Moods come and go. And seasons do come and go, but seasons are longer than moods. Moods could swing from day to day, from night to day, from rain to sunshine. But seasons, she'll keep loving him even though it's a bad time. Do you understand? Or peaks and valleys. Even if it's a bad time, she's going to keep loving him. He's been an idiot for the last 2 months, but she's going to keep loving him. You understand? Right. It's not just her love is not going to blow with the wind. And for a guy on his side, he keeps showing up through pressure, not convenience. So even though there's pressure, even though it's not the greatest time for it, whatever it is, he's going to keep showing up, keep helping, keep doing what he can do. Even though it's not convenient for him, he's going to keep going. Because he loves you. 36. She accepts his imperfections without using them against him. Why don't you learn to read properly? Or why don't you learn to overhaul an engine? I just don't do that. That's just not what I do. So there may be some things that he's just not perfect at, or you figure a guy should know how to cut the grass, or the guy should, whatever it is, she's going to still accept him, even if he's not the quote unquote manliest man, even if he's not the most perfect man, He's not the most handsome man. He's not the most fit man. He's not the most financially stable man. Knowing that he is her man and knowing that she loves him, she's going to accept him regardless. And she's not going to make a big stink about something that she knows at that particular time there's nothing he can do about it. On 36, on his side, he protects her vulnerabilities without exposing them later. So he'll know that she's not good at something, or she's not great at something, or there's something that she's very self-conscious about, or whatever it is. He's not going to draw attention. He's not going to call it up later to expose it, to make you feel bad about yourself on purpose. 37. She grows softer over time, not colder. So she's going to soften towards him. She's not going to put up more walls and more walls and more walls. Boom. Nope, we don't do that anymore. Boom. No, we're not going over there anymore. It's not going to be that. She's going to soften. She's going to follow more. She's not going to get colder and colder and colder. Now, I'm not saying you're not going to have an argument or a disagreement or a problem, but there will still be a level of softness growing within her, even during those colder times. Or problematic times, I should say, not colder times. 37. For guys, he grows gentler over time, not distant. So he'll be more gentle with you. He won't be more distant, right? Now, if you've shunned him away or pushed him away, he might be distant just because of the place that you've actually placed him in. But if he has the opportunity to come close, you'll realize that he's more gentle with you if he loves you. 38. She trusts him with her silence. So there may be something going unsaid. She will allow him to just allow her to be herself. But she trusts him to allow her to be herself. So even though he is, but at the end of the day, she is allowing him to come alongside her, even in her silence, even when she doesn't have anything to say, even when she doesn't really want him around. She's going to trust him. 38. He trusts her with his struggle. So maybe there's a problem he has, and it might be embarrassing for him or whatever, but he'll tell her. Again, that's him opening up again. She could wound him in an argument later, throw it at him, throw it in his face in front of other people, but because she loves him, nah, she won't do it, and he trusts her. Well, we would hope she wouldn't do it, whatever it is. 39. She still finds small ways to connect even after fights. So maybe she just comes and gets a hug, and they're arguing, or they were arguing. She's still going to come close. She's still gonna cream your back or something because she knows you have hardly any range of motion or whatever it is. She's still gonna do it. She might be angry. She might pinch you after, but she's still gonna rub your back. She's still gonna put cream on your back or whatever the case is. She's still gonna do something, even if she's angry with you. She's still gonna be able to chop down her pride and do what she needs to do for you anyways. On his side, he still provides and checks in even when hurt. So he's still going to do for you even when you've hurt him. And he's still going to do his best to check in on you one way or the other, even when you've hurt him. Because that's love. And that's what lovers do. 40. She wants mutual understanding, not dominance. She doesn't want to be a man. She wants to be a woman, but she does want mutual understanding. There's some things that he just needs to learn to understand about her. Not necessarily about women in general, but about her. And on his side, he wants mutual peace, not control. He wants them to both be at peace. He doesn't like things that are off to one side. If he has all the control and she has no peace about it, he's still not going to be cool just because he's, or where his situation is straight. His situation is only made straight when she's straight. So in essence, as they say, happy wife, happy life. Guys just feel happier when she's happy, and hopefully she feels the same. So when it's mutual, it's wonderful. 41. She defends him when others misjudge him. So somebody might say something snarky about him, or something ridiculous about him, or something true about him. She's still going to figure out a way to defend him in some way, shape, or form. There might be phrasing. She might be able not to say the words because you'd be totally wrong, but there's some way that she's still going to defend him at some level. 41, for guys, he corrects people who disrespect her. So in other words, yes, see, there might be an issue between you two, but at some level, if somebody gets out of pocket or out of hand, maybe it's his mother or whoever, and she may not even know about it, but the whole point is when he's in front of other people, he will come to her rescue, or maybe not her rescue, but he will stand up for her, even if she knows nothing about it. Which, guys, I would strongly suggest doing it in front of her more often, because if it doesn't happen out in the broad lights of whatever it is, it's going to be like it didn't happen. Just saying. 42. She worries when he withdraws emotionally. If she loves you, she's going to get a little stressed when you withdraw your emotions from her. If you do, for whatever reason, she's going to be concerned. She's not going to be like, well, we already have 3 babies in a house, so if you're not happy, too bad. No. She's going to care. 42, on guy's side, he worries when she disconnects physically. So yes, if there's no connection physically, she's not touching him, if she doesn't want to be intimate with him, if that whole side of things are cut down, automatically something is going to be a tell in him, and he's going to assume, well, if you're not giving it to me, I bet you're giving it to somebody else. And maybe, as a married couple, you might not like to hear that too much, but and realizing there's times of the month and stages in lives and stuff like that, but if he's raring to go and you just want to go, then there's a big issue there. 43. She values deep conversations more than romantic gestures. So she would rather talk about things and have conversations about stuff more than you just trying to pull the moon out of the sky for her. She's more concerned about the deeper conversations about life, about you, about us, than she is about you trying to pretend you're Laurence Olivier or whatever, a movie star, whatever it is, with these amazing exploits of gestures or whatever. And on his side, 43, he values simple gestures more than long conversations. There you go. So there's one of those meet me halfway deals where he's more happy that you decided to even cook. Even if you didn't have time, not that he couldn't have, or maybe he really couldn't have, but just the simple thing that you did something, he is going to value that more than long conversations. Sometimes he just needs you to get something done so he has more time to spend with you, more time to rest. And if you do something to make his life easier, trust me, he appreciates it. 44, she feels protective over his emotional well-being. So she doesn't want to see him downcast, beaten down, because she realizes that he is her support. And not necessarily that's all she cares about, the fact that he's there for her. But the point is that she cares when he's happy. She cares when he's emotionally well. She doesn't want him all frazzled and messed up. And she knows he's no good for anybody else if he's not right in his own mind, in his own well-being, right? She cares about his health. Yeah. 44 for him. He feels protective over her safety and self-worth. So he wants her to feel highly of herself. If you're with a guy and he doesn't care if you feel all princessy and he doesn't care about your safety, then I'm just telling you right now, that guy doesn't love you. Even if you want to pretend he does, if he doesn't care that you feel good about yourself, if he doesn't care that you feel safe, then trust me, he doesn't care about you and he doesn't love you. All right, we're almost there, guys. 45. When a woman loves a man, she adapts her love language to his needs. So she might be someone like, it's kind of funny. Women will tell and personally, I hate the broad, when they just paint everything with some huge brush and just say, I like to do this for guys. I like to do that for guys. It's like, there's no guy under the sun who really wants to hear those things. I like it when a guy does this. I like it when a guy does that. I like to do this for no. Women say it. I've heard them say it. No, I want to do this for you. That's what a guy wants to hear. I don't care what you did for him over there last year, 14 years ago, 3 years ago. I want to know what you want to do for me. Me. That's what a guy cares about. If it's just, I want to do this and just dragging a guy in a warm body, that doesn't make him feel closer to you. So if you're one of those women who say those things, I'm just trying to give you a little help. Because many of us have heard it before. I like it when a guy does this for me. I like it when a guy does that to me, or whatever the case is. We don't want to know that we're just some inanimate object that you get your jollies off with. We want to know that it's us that you choose, not us, me, whoever that guy is. He wants to know that you're choosing him to do this with you this way because you want to see him, be with him in that way, period. So if you go in the wrong direction with that, trust me, he'll never forget it. He might not tell you, but he won't forget it. And if I didn't explain that 100% correctly to you guys, hopefully there's a guy who can explain that to you. And on the other side, he learns her emotional triggers and avoids them. Yes, like landmines if he can. Some of us are not that bright, but if we know that we can avoid you from crying or from closing off, once we learn those triggers, we try to avoid them like the plague. We try to avoid them like landmines. Of course, if there's a tit for tat kind of an argument going on, you might step on one and set you off here or there, because sometimes guys are dumb sometimes. 46. She softens when he's kind, instead of trying to win arguments. So when you know, she'll soften when he's being kind. Instead of trying to destroy and obliterate and make him seem like an idiot in an argument, she'll soften it. Okay, fine. Yeah. We know. If you know, you know. 46. He stays logical when she's emotional to ground them both out. So he might engage in a disagreement, might engage in a debate, might engage in an argument, but as quick as he is humanly possible, he will try to pull the logical side of it and try not to be, I gotta win this no matter what, even if it doesn't make any sense. No, guys, most of the time will err on the side of logic, even if it doesn't support his argument or his side of things. 47. When a woman loves a man, she feels safe when he's stable. So it goes back to her protecting his peace and his well-being. If he feels stable, she feels stable, and therefore she cares about it, because in reference to her, it does affect her life. On his side, he feels strong. He feels strong when she believes him. And sometimes you got to ask your guy to do something or how to do something, even if you already know. Just don't let him know. Why? Because it makes him feel strong, it makes him feel capable, and he'll go and do something that you don't even believe he can do just because you bolstered him over here or buttressed. Buttressed, that's an interesting word. Even if you supported him over here to do something that you knew he could do, it will affect him when he tries to do something that not even you think he can do. There's a little secret for you. That's when it says behind every strong man is a strong woman, right? Don't let it just be his mama. 48. She finds peace in his presence. Not just attention, but just knowing that he's sitting there. You'll want to rest your head on him if you're in a couch beside him or whatever it is. There's a certain level of peace that she is brought on just by his presence. On his side, he finds purpose in providing for her, not just impressing her. He doesn't always want to just impress her. And trust me, he does want to impress you. But when he can find purpose in providing for you, to doing for you, maybe something you didn't even think of doing for yourself, there's a level of pride. There's a level of completeness he finds in doing things for you. Not only to impress you, so you'll do something for him, but because he realizes there is a purpose, and he has a purpose. 49. She chooses forgiveness over ego. She'd rather forgive him than let that ego swell. Just like, okay, fine. I understand. I get it. I would rather you do it this way, but I forgive you. And most of the time when she loves you, she really will forgive you and let it go. Just don't keep repeating it all the time, bud. 49. He chooses patience over pride. So sometimes you realize it should be done this way. You should have left. You should have went that way. You didn't look at the directions. You should have looked at the map. You shouldn't have turned off Siri, or you shouldn't have turned off your Google Maps, whatever the case is. But dude will show patience. He will back off to show you patience when he loves you. And number 50. She never stops believing in who he can become. So she'll see you. And you might be a lump on a log, a pile of clay. People might see you that way. Maybe you're the guy who sweeps up after everybody does whatever they do. And somehow she still sees the president of the company in you. Somehow. She realizes that there is a potential in there that nobody else sees. She just wants you to build with her and try, make an effort. And number 50 for guys, he never stops protecting who she already is. So maybe your nose is too big. Maybe your hair is too short or too thin. Maybe you're not that bright. Maybe your skin's not as soft as a dove or as smooth as a baby's bum or whatever. But he's going to protect you with all that he has. He's not going to stop protecting you for who you are, not who you can be, but who you already are. Lastly, when you really look at it, love is not actually complicated. You know the song, I want to know what love is. I want you to show me. That's pretty much what all of this is. People are complicated. Love is not complicated. It's not complicated to humble yourself. It's not complicated to honor someone. Remember that. Most of the time, both sides are saying the same thing. I want to feel safe with you. I want to know I matter. A woman builds that safety with emotion. A man builds it with structure. And when those two things meet, something powerful happens. A loving relationship. A woman's love softens a man's world. It gives him color. It gives him rhythm and purpose. A man's love stabilizes a woman's world. It gives her safety, peace, and rest in his arms. I just added that part. When they both bring those things honestly, you stop getting chaos and start getting growth, even if you're used to chaos. What ruins love isn't difference. It's pride. It's when one side refuses to understand how the other side or the other shows care. Real connection starts when both people stop trying to change each other's love language and start appreciating how it is spoken. So whether you're listening as someone in love or out of love, what am I without you? Or somewhere in between, remember this. Real love doesn't always feel exciting, but it always feels safe. And when it's safe, it can finally grow and keep growing to the point where you might not know what to do with yourself if your love is not there. Anyhow, y'all, this has been another episode of You're Probably Right. I think I might change the name of this at the end of everything. I'm just so happy I'm done. All right, y'all. Till next time. Again, please subscribe. Please reach out with an email to YRP podcast at gmail.com. Or again, you can leave a request or a question. And if it comes off nice and crystal clear, I might put it on an episode. You can call the show at 647, 878 8880. That's right. I've now dedicated it to this podcast. I don't even know what I've said on the other side of it. Might be funny. But anyways, yeah. All right. Take care of yourself. Until next time, it's M.C.M. out. Peace. Hey, come check out You're Probably Right podcast. Society is getting more unpredictable every day, but at the same time, predictable in its unpredictability. Say that 4 times real fast. Come with me as I attempt to find clarity in all the fog while staying way outside the box and kicking the box way down the road with my size 12 dogs. I use the Bible, experience, education, fortune, misfortune, life's lessons, life's mistakes to sort through all the mess. I talk about news, God, God, self-help, sports, sickness, health, music, parenting, love, humbleness, hurt, pain, joy, and all the things that might make you say, I never thought of it that way. Hopefully, anyway. Also, I take a stab at answering tough and not so tough questions, and all the while, understand that, listen, sometimes you end up in the hot seat and there's no thermostat. Well, that's how it is here. And because there's very few topics off the table, Torontonians will understand that Doug Ford reference there. Hopefully the podcast will be helpful and uplifting. And hey, maybe you'll find your own private Idaho here somewhere. Hope to see you soon.